Hello, class. Welcome to what seems to be turning into a weekly update. I don't know if I'll do this every week, but this is part three. And as things are changing and evolving here, I'm learning a lot of stuff on my end. I realize that things are getting kind of jumbled and not clear. Messaging might not be clear, so I'm trying to put this together to make sure everybody's on the same page. I'm trying to record a video here to make sure everybody's on the same page. I'm learning as we go. This is not something I prepared for. We're kind of all thrown into it. We had no idea the Friday we left school that day that we would not see each other again this in person this calendar year, this school year. So here we are in this situation. But I have some updates I wanted to go for. This is for all my classes. Just go through some things here that I've been jotting down as I've been going through the week, things that have come up that I just want to make sure everybody's aware of. So number one is that I will be having, starting next week, starting on the 13th, is that? Yeah, the 13th, the week of the 13th, that week. So it'd actually be the 15th and the 17th of April. I will have office hours on Wednesdays and Fridays. This will be an open Zoom channel that I will just have setting up, running, and I will just be working at my desk on the Zoom channel. And if you have a question, just join in. I actually did this last week because wasn't meeting with classes due to Easter break. I did it on Tuesday and Wednesday, and it worked out pretty well. Some students dropped in, um, and and I helped them out, and then they left, and I just sat here and did my work. It would be equivalent to stopping by my classroom, and yes, I might not be at my desk all the time. And by the way, I'm planning on doing this from 8 to 11 on those days, but I will post on Google Classroom the times each day, and I'll post a link every morning. I'll open the channel. I plan on doing it from 8 to 11 for sure, maybe longer. So I might, depending on what I need to do with my son, watching my son. But from 8 to 11, I should be at my desk fairly frequently. But if you drop in and I'm not here because, coffee break or something, just either wait on the channel until I get back or check back later. I may try to keep the channel open until 3, but I probably won't be at my desk from noon to 3 as much, although I still might be down here as I need to watch my son after. At 11, I plan on taking lunch, and at noon, I need to watch my son. My wife goes to work. So more frequently in the morning I'll be at my desk, but I think I might leave the channel open until 3, and maybe you can catch me. It would just be like I'm not in my room if we were actually on campus. So that's what I'm planning on doing Wednesdays and Fridays. I meet with classes Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I have to watch Owen all day Monday. My wife starts early on Mondays. So that is the situation. Wednesdays and Fridays, I'll have an open channel. I'll post that in Google Classroom every morning, the morning of Wednesday and Friday. So everybody should have received an email with scans of any before coronavirus assignments that are graded, and those grades should be in RenWeb. Any assignment BC that I graded, I scanned. I sent out 76 individual emails to each of my students, and so if you didn't get that email, or if the score was you're not happy with the score, or the score is wrong, or I scanned the wrong thing, or emailed the wrong person, anything like that, please let me know, because there was a lot of emails to send out. You should also now be receiving .math files from after distancing assignments that are graded. I'm going to actually record a second video on just going through Free Math App. I'm getting a lot of questions about Free Math App. Maybe I wasn't clear in the previous videos, or maybe students aren't watching the videos. And I don't know if making a video explaining it again will help the students if you're not watching the videos anyway. But I'm going to make a second video that just goes through Free Math App from start to finish, only Free Math App, rather than putting it in the middle of this list so that you can the students who aren't able to sit through a 20-minute announcement video and find where I talk about Free Math App will just be able to watch Free Math App from the beginning. But you will be getting Free Math App files that are graded. If I do not receive a file, I'm putting zeros into RenWeb because I'm getting people who are submitting assignments that don't have anything attached at all. I'm getting people who aren't just. I have no indicate. There are some people I have no indication have seen anything. They're not responding to emails. They're not. So I'm putting zeros in. Um, and the other thing with this is the first week I was asking for images. I'm not going to be asking for the images anymore. I found having the .math files and the images, there's just too many files coming to me at this point. Um, I just need to simplify it on my end. So please feel free to continue to write your problems down if you feel better, if you feel more comfortable doing the math written down, and then putting it in free math app. But if you're comfortable with just doing the math digitally, you can do that now. Okay. If there's any suspicion, I have any suspicion of anything unethical happening involving cheating, I may ask you to write down your work and submit it to me, or I may ask for a paragraph explaining the process you went through. Okay. Just be aware of that. Also, another thing with free math app that I will get into in my tutorial, a separate video, is that the free math app doesn't do well with 0.5, and I like to give out a lot of 0.5 points. So everything in free math app's score is doubled what gets put into RenWeb. So if it says 20 out of 20 on free math app, it'll be a 10 out of 10 in RenWeb. Okay, and if the situation was different and we didn't already have some grades in RenWeb, I would change my scoring and I would just double everything, because ultimately it's the same grade. If you get 80 out of 100 or 40 out of 50, it's 80% either way. But because there's already scores in RenWeb, I'm going to do this so that the things that were BC don't get less value. I mean, they would essentially just get to be less value than the things that are AD. So to keep the scale, which is I take off half points, like I look for work and certain things are worth a half a point each. To keep that scale in free math app, it'll be a point each, and it'll be, when I put it in RenWeb, it'll be halved. At this point, I'm allowing anything that you get, and this might not go the whole year, but it might. So I don't want to make any promises, but anything that you get back in free math app, a .math file, you open it up, you look at your grades, you're not happy with it, you can fix and resubmit and gain all points missed for anything AD after distancing. That's not the case for BC. A lot of classes only had 2 or 3 grades BC, or maybe 4, but all the BC grades are fixed, and you can't do that with all the AD after distancing grades. So anything in .math files, you're not happy with it, send it to me, or fix it and send it back to me. You can resubmit it. So you fix it, you put it in Google Classroom, you upload it, overwrite your previous file once it's fixed, and then resubmit it to me. I get an email that it's resubmitted. I'll regrade it and I'll send it back to you. Okay. So that's going to be true for all book work for the rest of the year. Work packets, I will probably often allow this, but this is where I was saying don't guarantee it for everything. But bookwork for the rest of the year is good, because that was what I was grading for correctness for completion anyway. But for now, work packets also, in all my classes, work packets can be resubmitted for full credit gained back. Now, when we get to tests, which I'll have another update, I haven't had a test in any class yet. I'm still working on the details of that. That will not be fixable when we get to tests. We will deal with that. We will deal with that bridge when we, get it there to that cross over it. So I think those are the updates for this. I'm going to record a second video on just a tutorial on free math app again, which I did already in one of the previous videos like this, but it was in the middle of the video, and I'm going to do a video from start to end just on free math app. So I think those are the updates I wanted to go over today. Let me just think this through here. Yeah, the free math. So those .math files, when you get those, obviously you can't view them in Google Classroom. We've been over that. You download them after. So you create the file in free math app. You download the .math file. You upload it to Google Classroom. You submit it to me. That's like you're turning it in. So that's like you giving it to me. Once I grade it, I will send it back to you. The .math file that I send back will have grades on it now. So you have to take that file and load it into Free Math App to see the grades. Okay, fix it, submit it back, upload it again to Google Classroom. You can overwrite your previous, submit it to me, and I'll look at it again and I'll grade it and I'll overwrite it and send it back. So we're just sending back and forth a .math file, and I can update it. I'll update it, you'll update it, I'll update it, you'll update it. It'd be better if you overwrote the .math file on Google Classroom so there's not multiple files in there. I haven't had any issues with Google Classroom confusing the files, but I have had students who I've graded an assignment, sent it back to them, and they resubmitted an ungraded assignment, which I would assume they were storing locally or on Google Drive. They fixed their mistakes, but it no longer had my grades and comments in it. So that's it would be better if you just had one file. And if you're worried about that, you could rename .math files that. If you're worried about losing it because it's only one file, you overwrite it and you lost something that you didn't want to lose. You could rename .math files with each attempt, like make it a 4.2 work packet attempt 1, attempt 2, attempt 3, and just keep a different name, if that makes sense. I don't know if this is making sense, but so this is my updates for today, and I will record a Free Math App video here momentarily. Thank you and good day.